Alright guys, welcome back, part 32. In all honesty, I actually didn't get a whole lot done. One level each. I kind of thought the enemies here were going to give me a little bit more than what they're giving so far, so... I love Penelo's new sword though. Okay, so that was ridiculously easy. I actually was not expecting it to be that easy. Oh, there's a chest here. Though, to be fair, there were actually 5 of us at that point, so that may have something to do with it as well. So now I just need to find wherever the closest gate crystal is. Which is probably still going south. So funny story about those 2 superpower superpowered enemies, I should say. I'm going to control Bosch for a second. In that middle area, like if you were to go north in this area, they're still hella powerful. They've got so much HP that it doesn't even show in the screen. Like it goes up to 99,999, so I thought maybe that was actually their max, and then you start attacking them and the number's not changing. I got one down to like a quarter, but they're actually surprisingly difficult to fight for no reason other than there's 2 of them. And they've got some pretty awesome moves. Like they've got this move called Curse, which basically hits you with like... I don't know if it's every status effect that there is, but it sure as hell felt like it. These guys are pretty much just good for the LP, so I'm just gonna cruise right by them. Oh, so I looked up where Haste was in between those videos, actually. Apparently it's in Irritate Village, the one that we were just in. And I think I am going to make a quick pit stop there. It's really not that far away, so... So we're just going to hit the village before we hit Baromnices. I feel like haste is one of those things we should just have at this point. And it's probably expected to be had. Apparently haste to gut is in the Great Crystal somewhere, so... I may very well be finding that in the next little bit, but... You know, the funny thing is, too, is I've actually been doing pretty good without haste. A lot of times I end up using haste more just to recover from slow. I think it's supposed to be this guy. Yep, there we go. Really wish I found that stupid cockatrice feather, because I know where 5 of them are. There's one in Rabanaster that I found. It's in the very northern part. I don't think I was recording when I found it. And then Jahara, obviously. Apparently there's one here, as we just saw. Balfenheim. And Arcades in the central area there. So to trigger that specific fight... Oh, I thought that was another cockatrice. It has to be, like, snowy. And the problem with that is if you don't know that going through the frozen brook completely cancels out the snow, then you would never be able to find them properly.
Here she comes.
So the whole point of me firing off my Mist Quickening here is just to make it worthwhile, seeing as how I should be able to gain my bars back through like what all the characters are doing. If I'm lucky, I can fire off another one later on. Oh, yeah. And it's starting. I'm already fucking up.
Let me show you how it's done. Heads up! I never miss. My regards! Let me show you how it's done. Heads up! I never miss. You're going to love this one.
Pretty sure if I can get a Shatter Heart, I should be able to get a Luminescence, which is always fun.
Let me show you how it's done. Ha! You're going to love this one.
Well, that was super lucky.
Ha!
It ends now.
Unfortunately, it looks like I'm pretty much just going to get whatever Balthier gets next round, and that should be it. I don't think I have enough time to get a mischarge, even if I get one.
I never miss.
Yeah, no. 0.16 of a second. At this point, I'm just dragging the chain on as long as I can.
I never miss.
Yeah, I see.
My regards.
Which is too bad. I think I only needed one more level 3 to get a blackout, so... yeah. That's shitty too. I think that's the longest combo I've had so far. $40,000, not terrible.
At your best.
As usual, right, guys? For whatever reason, it never fails. I always have at least one character dead right before I deliver the finishing blow. In case you're curious, this is where I found the death spell earlier, I'm pretty sure. There was a chest right there. So clearly we have found out who my A-team truly is. That sucked. Yeah, the only problem is like nobody in my other team there knows how to Kiraja, which is pretty huge at this point. Because if Penelo could have learned that, I don't think she can. Or maybe I'm waiting on an Esper. I don't know. Like, she's got a fair amount of white magic, and some good ones too. She'll get Protectica and Shelga. But Kiraja is kind of a huge one, and it's hard to maintain the party with just Curas all the time, so... So as I mentioned before, that was an endurance fight, to say the least. So I was torn between going to Lusu first and going to the Great Crystal first, and I actually think the Great Crystal will be better for me. How much better is quite a question, but better nonetheless. So here's what we're going to do. I actually don't want to just sprint through the next two areas because there's a fair amount of experience to be gained. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video here. We're going to tackle this guy. This one's already done. This one's done. This guy. So he's super weak, it'll be super easy. We got the rest of them? Yep, okay, good. So we'll hit that guy and then we'll start on the Great Crystal. And I may have to go single time in the Great Crystal as well. Guys get pretty powerful there. So, like, I'm not even going to BS you, we're going into like level 60 area, so it's a little rough, but Lusu is a little bit rougher, and the thing about Lusu is you've got the bats and the skeleton guys that seem to have like just crazy evasion rates. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time going through here. I don't know with which party yet. Maybe my backup party, just so they can get a little bit more powerful. But yeah. It's kind of funny because part of me is wondering if I should swap somebody, like maybe Penelo for Balthier, just because Balthier does have Kiraja and Protectiga, and that's really the two spells that I like definitively need. Or I don't know, maybe I just keep a rotating party going around Ash depending on what my needs are. I don't know, I'm gonna kind of think on it, and I'll get back to you in the next video. And yeah, so I'll just kind of warp to the area that our lovely friend here is going to be in. It'll be this area here. He's near the very back. There's actually going to be enemies there this time too. And then yeah, like I said, we'll actually just warp right to the Great Crystal and start tackling that. So hopefully that goes well. I'm more concerned about the fights leading up to Ultima than Ultima herself. Though again, I also don't have 3 Sage's Rings like I did last time, so yeah, I'll let you guys know what I decide. I'm going to tinker with some things, and I will see you guys in what looks to be part 33. We'll finish up the hunt here, get our 10th Esper. I'm not going to do the Hane Mines yet. I will leave those, even though I do have my 10 Espers, I'm going to leave those until we finish the Pharaohs. Because pretty much what's going to happen is we're going to conquer Ultima, and then I'm going to make a decision if I'm going into Lucer or not, and if I am, which I probably will, we'll go and finish that, then we'll do Pharaohs, and then we'll kind of have the end game stuff to do. So that's enough chatting for now. I'll see you guys in part